Hi guys, so welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. I have a bunch of new stuff to test today and I thought we would test it together. So I have a few new things that I've been sent, some things that I've bought, basically all brand new in things, some of which I hadn't even heard about and I'm kind of excited to try. So I'm going to do a full face of first impressions and you can literally see what I think of these as I'm putting them on. So the first new product I actually used last night. This is actually an overnight glow mask. It's the overnight bronze and glow mask from Charlotte Tilbury. I have had a bit of a past with sunless tanners. I used to use them a lot, especially face ones. Some of them do tend to go really wrong if you're not careful. So I was kind of skeptical to try this, but I gave it a go. And my first impressions actually were that it just feels really nice to wear. It's kind of just like a moisturizer. It's hydrating, but it sinks in. It doesn't leave you sticky and it doesn't feel like you've got anything on your skin, which I really liked, especially if I'm going to be going to bed wearing this. It also has no guide colour either. It's completely clear, so you're not going to stain your sheets, which I was worried about as well. And in terms of how it looks, so I woke up this morning and I kind of thought nothing had happened purely because there were no streaks and splotches on my face, which I'm used to when I use fake tanners. This is where I can see the most difference. Usually my neck is a completely different shade to the rest of my face and body, so I'm thinking this definitely did something there. And actually when I look at my face kind of really up close, it does look a bit more warm, a little bit healthier than I'm used to, so I think this really has done something. It's definitely gradual, so I like that. I like that it's not instantly way too much and that you can build it up gradually. I also just really liked it as a skincare product too. I definitely felt like my skin was very hydrated this morning when I woke up. I have these DIY blend it yourself pigment drops from Clinique. This is the tiniest little thing. I can't explain how small this bottle is. It's really cute. It doesn't look like there's a lot of product in here. In fact, there is only 10 mils, but this is actually a concentrated pigment booster. So this is the kind of thing that you can just put a few drops into either a foundation or a tinted moisturizer or just a plain moisturizer to kind of give you your own specific amount of coverage. I just have this one shade here. This is BIY 110. Which I'm hoping is the right colour for me, because otherwise this could all go terribly wrong. So it says shake vigorously, mix with moisturizer. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in my Glossier priming moisturizer just because I know how this one feels. I know that it works on my skin, so I'm not really sure how to do this. I'm going to put a bit on the back of my hand. Is that too much? It might be. It doesn't say how many drops to add, so let's go for maybe 1 or 2 to begin with. Oh, I've already done 2 without realizing. Okay, let's do 3, 1 for luck. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, they are really runny. I'm just gonna blend those together. It's actually blended in really easily, really nicely, and it looks like it should have quite a bit of pigment. I'm going to blend it in with a blending sponge just because this is what I'm used to doing. I always use this for my base products. I kind of want to see as well though how it actually feels texture-wise. It pretty much feels like the moisturizer does actually. It doesn't feel like it's added any thickness, but I can see that it has added some coverage. Okay, let's blend the rest of this in. I think it definitely has covered my skin. It looks a lot more even now. It's not got rid of all of this redness that's on my cheeks here at the moment, but it has kind of covered up some slight pigmentation I have on my forehead. It hasn't really covered this little scarring that I have at the moment, but I think it's kind of on its way to covering it. I'm really tempted to just pour out a little drop of this and see how much coverage it has just purely on its own. You'd go through it incredibly quickly if you used it like this, but I'm interested. It kind of feels slightly oily. It feels like it's thin but pigmented in the way that the formula's made up. That just covered that redness instantly. That was so fast. It maybe feels a little bit tighter there now actually, just because I've put the concentrated product on it, but nothing uncomfortable, nothing unwearable. So first impressions, I'm impressed by these. I really am. I'm kind of wowed by them actually. I really like that you can use what you already have with these and just mix them in, so I can just use my regular moisturizer and get some coverage from it as well. And it feels nice, it feels comfortable. It's kind of giving me a glowy sort of luminous finish, but I think that might be just because I've mixed it in with a moisturizer. So Benefit sent me this super cute little tin. This is for the launch of their Boi-ing Airbrush concealer, and they've also repackaged and redone their whole entire line of concealers. So there's the hydrating concealer, which used to be the Fake Up. There is the brightening concealer, which I think used to be a Raise Paste, and then they have the industrial strength concealer, which I think is the original Boi-ing. All comes in this super cute pink packaging, which I love. But the newest one is this Airbrush concealer. So this is kind of a new formula to the family. I had a little swatch of this earlier and it definitely feels interesting. It almost kind of feels a bit moussey. When you press your finger in, it kind of makes a little bit of a dent. The colour I have in this is number 1. And I think this is kind of an all-round concealer. I'm going to use it all round anyway. So as I usually do with pot concealers, I'm just going to dip the little end of my beauty blender into them and just press that onto my skin. Okay, that's pretty full coverage. The colour I think is okay. It's definitely not pinky now that it's on my face, so that's good. It doesn't feel particularly hydrating. I think that's because it is such a full coverage and densely packed concealer. I don't think it's going to be one that's particularly moisturizing under your eyes, but I think this is going to be more about the coverage. So it's really doing a good job actually on my dark circles. It really has covered those pretty well. It's taken out the purpley tones and the kind of blueness that I get underneath there. I'm going to take it around the rest of my face as well, just to kind of finish off, and then I will have a closer look. It's actually kind of more moisturizing than I thought it would be. It's not as dry underneath my eyes as I was expecting it to be as I was putting it on. It hasn't even really creased around my little laugh lines here, which I haven't set yet. And it has covered really, really well, especially on this kind of red patch that I have either side of my nose. I get really red patches here for some reason, and it's taken those down pretty well. I am also impressed with this one. So I have some new launches from Tanya Burr Cosmetics, contour sticks, and then these kind of like baked bronzer, highlighty, blushy things, which look really, really cool. So I'm gonna give these two a go first. I think these are both contours but different colors. So this one is light medium and then this one is medium dark. They both actually look pretty wearable. I've been quite into these kind of creamy stick products at the moment. I have one of these from Clinique, which is really similar. So let's blend this in. They're definitely completely matte, so there's no glitter in these, which I love. I think contour sticks are best left to just being matte and shimmer free. It's a nice color actually. It's not too kind of warm toned or too orangey. They're actually blending really nicely as well. I'm not getting any kind of edges or lines or streaks where I've kind of drawn it onto my skin. It's a really nice product actually. I like that a lot. I might even put on just a tiny bit of the slightly darker one, just where I'd normally wear bronzer, because I'm kind of using these more to bronze than to actually contour. See, that one isn't even too dark for me. I could definitely wear that just on my cheeks. I'm not sure if this would work on anyone with a kind of really medium to dark skin tone. I think it would probably be just way, way too light. But on me, this is good. I really like this actually. It's kind of a nice one that you can just add little bits of and keep blending until you're happy. I actually have 3 of these. These are the Illuminating powders in Champagne Sorbet, Warm Bronze, and then Peonies Please. I'm definitely going to use this one. I think that will go really nicely just as a highlighter, so let's put it on the top of my cheekbones. Wow, okay. I wasn't quite expecting that. Look at that glow. These are intense. Okay, let's do the other side. You don't see it until you hit the light and then suddenly it's like pow, instant highlight. This is amazing. I can't get over this. Look at that, it's practically like a wet look highlighter. This is beautiful. Okay, love it, don't need to talk about it anymore. It's not even glittery, it's just sheen. There really is no chunky glitter in this, which is what I always kind of worry about when I'm wearing highlighters, but there is none of that in this. That's pretty amazing. Okay, let's use, I want to try all of them now. Let's use the bronzy one. Maybe I could put this just on top of where I have my bronzer at the moment. I can definitely see the difference in colour with this one. It is more of a warm bronzy tone. This would kind of be amazing on your shoulders and collarbones and things, but I've just put it on the top of my forehead here and it does look like I've kind of been out in the sun and got a bit tanned and sun-kissed. Let's try this Peonies Please one. I'm going to put a really small amount of this on because these are pigmented. I'm just going to put this on the apples of my cheeks here. Reminds me slightly of NARS Orgasm and those kind of colour blushes. Okay, that is really pigmented. The colour is pretty, I like it. I kind of think the whole kind of bronzy look on its own though is enough. So I actually have the perfect palette now, which I think is going to tie in with this whole bronzy sun-kissed look really well. This is from NARS, it's the NARSissist Loaded palette. I feel like NARS have brought out palette after palette recently. There's so many new ones and they haven't really caught my eye until this. So I love the packaging. I've already got fingerprints all over it. It's kind of like a goldy mirror and then you open it and hello. These colours are just everything I love in an eyeshadow palette. It's a really warm tone, neutral, bronzy, amazing bunch of colours. I'm so excited to start trying these. And you get a lot in here. There is 12 eyeshadows. It's also quite a nice size. It doesn't feel too big, although these pans aren't small. I'm going to start with this peach colour here just because this looks kind of interesting, and I've been after a kind of peachy shade of eyeshadow for a while. I should probably just say right now that if you're not into warm tone eyeshadows, this is not going to be the palette for you. I like that. I like it a lot. I'm also going to use this slightly darker version of that, so the kind of more taupey browny shade. Can you see how pigmented that is? That's a tiny, tiny swatch on my brush. These are so nice to blend. They are just really, really enjoyable to use. Okay, I'm gonna do something a bit darker. Which one should I go for? I just really, really want to use this chocolate brown. I can't stop looking at it, so just in my lash line. That is pigmented. Seriously, this palette is crazy pigmented. I'm also not noticing a whole lot of drop down at all, especially with these kind of very pigmented colours. None of it is really going underneath my eyes. So this one is actually more satiny. It's got more of a metallic sheen to it, and it is still just as pigmented, if not maybe even more pigmented than the matte shadows. This colour is seriously, seriously intense. There are literally so many more things I think you could do with this, and that was just a first go and a first try, but I love it. I love these colours. They're so flattering, really pretty, super summery as well. I have a new mascara here from Lancôme. This is the Mr Big, which basically means Mr. Big, which I love the whole Sex and the City vibes of that. It doesn't feel like anything special in terms of packaging, actually. It's just a plastic tube. Okay, so this is a bristle brush. It's not a plastic one, it has bristles. There's quite a lot of them actually. They're quite short and spiky, and it feels like there is a lot of product on this brush, so I'm expecting volume. Let's get it on here. Okay, it's not as clumpy as I thought it would be instantly. It's not put a complete wedge of product onto my lashes. The bristles are quite short, so I feel like they're not really gripping. So that's one coat on both my top and bottom lashes, and then nothing on this side, so you can kind of see the difference between the two. I think what it's actually done more than anything is separate them and really lengthen them. I don't think it's particularly volumized my lashes more than another mascara would do, but especially my bottom lashes actually, it's definitely kind of splayed them out really well, and it's coated pretty much every single lash that I have there, so that is good. Okay, let's put some more on. I feel like this might be a buildable one too, so it could really thicken up and volumize the more I add. It doesn't seem to be kind of sticking onto my lashes. It doesn't really seem to be clinging, or the product clinging onto them like I would like. Okay, let's even things up and put it on the other side. I think this is a nice mascara. It's nice, it's defined everything. I mean, it's giving me lashes. It's giving me amazing lashes, let's be honest, but I just know that there are better mascaras out there. And even within Lancôme, I feel like Lancôme do better mascaras than this. Not sure about this one. I think I will have to give it a few more goes. It might kind of dry up a little bit the more I use it, and then get thicker and really grow on me, so we'll see. So the final new launch that I have to share with you today is from Dior. These just look really, really cool. They're also packaged super, super beautifully. These are the Lip Tattoo Longwear Coloured Tint from Dior. I'm kind of thinking these are going to be Dior's version of liquid lipsticks. I don't feel like they have a proper liquid lipstick formula yet, so this could be something very long awaited. I think I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand actually before I put them on. So let's do this one first. This is the darker brown and kind of more mauvey colour. Oh, can you see that? They're actually really watery. That is not what I was expecting. They're kind of sheer looking. Okay, let's see if the rest are like this. So this is the kind of more neutral nudie colour. I'm confused. Okay, these are just probably not what I thought they were. They're probably something that's slightly different. They kind of remind me actually of more of a stain than an actual liquid lipstick. Let's try this one. That's really, really sheer. And then finally, they have the pink one. It almost feels like they're very water-based and kind of jelly in texture. So I'm not going to put any lip liner or anything on. I'm just going to do this straight onto my lips. Ooh, they smell minty. So these are definitely not liquid lipsticks in the conventional sense. They actually remind me a lot of the Armani lip magnets. They're basically a stain. They're not super pigmented. I think this is going to probably stick around on my lips for a long, long time. And they do feel comfortable. There's a slight kind of moisturizing watery feel to it, but this isn't really my favorite kind of lip product. I actually want to put this nude color over the top just to see if that makes a difference. I do like the combination of those two colours. I just feel like they're a little bit wishy-washy. They're really nice and natural, so if you love natural colours, these are going to be for you. But when I do colour and when I do brights, I like them to be very kind of pigmented and very kind of full coverage for my lips, whereas these, I feel like they're just a little bit too sheer for me. That is actually such a shame because I had high hopes for these. Okay, let me gather my thoughts and sum this up. Standouts, I have to say, obviously the palette. I really enjoyed this and I am really looking forward to trying it out some more. I also really liked the Tanya Burr Cosmetics contour sticks a lot, but I think the winner of this video, if there is going to be a winner, are these. These Illuminating baked powders are incredible. I can't get over how glowy my skin looks right now. These are definitely one to check out. If you try anything from this video, I think just go and get hold of some of these. I'm also pretty impressed by the BIY drops from Clinique. I'm gonna have to try this out again for a bit longer just to see if it lasts on my skin. If it looks like this for the next 12 hours, I will be happy. And then the misses today, definitely these Dior lipsticks. I'm kind of a little bit sad about that. And also this mascara. This will be a perfect everyday mascara, but for me, I just like something a little bit extra. So that one didn't super wow me. So that is it, guys. That is my first impressions try on video for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if any of these are your favorites or if you've tried them as well. I'm gonna go and scrub off this lipstick because I'm looking at it and I really don't like it. Thank you all so much for watching. That is it from me today and I will see you all soon. Bye.